Good evening, you're watching Independent News. I'm Sakawat Khan. We begin as usual with the headlines. 7 people have been arrested in the SAGAR-RUNI murder case. The Home Minister announces a 1 million taka bounty for an absconding suspect in Amul. A Dhaka court rejects the bail pleas of HALLMARK MD Tanveer Mahmood and GM Tushar Ahmed in 8 cases. The investigation report against Chaudhry Moinuddin and Ashraf-Zaman Khan will be submitted to the ICT tomorrow. They are accused of killing intellectuals during the 1971 War of Liberation. Seven people have been arrested in the Sagar Sarwar and SAGAR-RUNI murder case. Home Minister M.K. Alamgir made the announcement at a media briefing at the Secretariat today. The Minister said that 5 of the people arrested are professional killers. The police have also arrested Tanveer, a family friend of SAGAR-RUNI, on suspicion of involvement in the murders. The Home Minister said that 1 more suspect in Amul is currently on the run, and 1 million taka bounty has been announced for his arrest. Earlier on the 25th of September, the Home Minister told journalists that significant progress in the SAGAR-RUNI murder case will be announced on the 10th of October. However, M.K. Alamgir held the briefing today, a day before the scheduled date. The Rapid Action Battalion, who are investigating the case, had earlier said that DNA test results can provide a significant breakthrough in the case. On the 11th of February, journalist couple SAGAR-RUNI were brutally killed in their home in the capital.
The Home Ministry has been monitoring the probe sincerely to solve the mystery of the SAGAR-RUNI murder and to bring the killers to book. Moreover, the apex court of the country put the highest emphasis on the case. According to the court directive, we gave the Rapid Action Battalion the responsibility for the probe. The RAB are investigating the case with utmost sincerity and professionalism. For a fair, impartial and acceptable probe, the RAB have been using the latest technology, something that is rare in the history of the country. Besides, 2 teams of US experts are working closely with the investigating agency to facilitate a fair probe. We are doing our best to solve the case. We identified the security guard at SAGAR-RUNI's home as a killer. Another guard, Enamul, is absconding and we are trying to arrest him. Other than this, we identified a family friend of the journalist couple named Tanveer. He is also a suspect. We collected some samples from the scene and tested them in our lab. We also tested the samples at US labs. The test results helped us to identify the criminals. If we find more suspects in the probe, then we will also conduct their DNA tests. We will be able to identify the killers and undoubtedly bring them to book.
Meanwhile, the BNP has said that the government is trying to save the killers of journalist couple SAGAR-RUNI and to implicate others in the case instead. The party's Standing Committee member Khondakar Musharraf Hussain made the comment shortly after the Home Minister's briefing. Commenting on the Home Minister's statement on the SAGAR-RUNI murder case, Musharraf said that the government has no intention of solving the case. He said that the government is trying to draw attention away from the real murderers.
We heard about the SAGAR-RUNI case from the Home Minister a short while ago. They say that they have found 4 thieves. It took so long to find these 4 thieves. Sagar and RUNI were murdered. To cover this murder, they have brought out these thieves.
A Dhaka court has rejected the bail plea of HALLMARK Managing Director Tanveer Mahmood and General Manager Tushar Ahmed in 8 cases. Dhaka Metropolitan Magistrate Abdus Salam passed the order today. Earlier yesterday, the court placed Tanveer Mahmood on 29-day remand in 4 cases. Tushar Ahmed was placed on 24-day remand. The HALLMARK MD and GM are accused of a massive loan fraud with the Sonali Bank. The remand was granted following petitions made by the Anti-Corruption Commission, or ACC. The RAB arrested Tanveer and Tushar on Sunday from the capital's Mirpur area. A foreign-made pistol with some bullets were also seized from them. RAB then handed over the 2 accused to the Mirpur police station. The Anti-Corruption Commission, or ACC, is questioning the HALLMARK Managing Director Tanveer Mahmood and General Manager Tushar Ahmed on the first day of their remand at the ACC office. A 6-member ACC team led by Investigation Officer Mir Zainal Abidin is carrying out the interrogation. 3 cases were filed under the Ramna police station against Tanveer and Tushar for laundering 5 billion taka and for fraud. Yesterday, a Dhaka court granted 29-day remand of Tanveer and 24-day remand for Tushar in connection with the much-talked-about Sonali Bank scam and for illegal possession of a firearm. During the preliminary questioning yesterday, Tanveer and Tushar admitted their guilt in the loan scam. Meanwhile, a large number of beneficiaries of the Destiny Group have held a rally demanding the release and the withdrawal of all cases against the directors. The beneficiaries demanded withdrawal of the order to freeze all bank accounts of the Destiny Group. 5 representatives of the beneficiaries also submitted a memorandum to the Prime Minister's Office of PMO today. Earlier in the day, police dispersed the Destiny beneficiaries who had gathered in front of the National Press Club chanting slogans. Later, the beneficiaries held a rally in the Ramna area. Police also dispersed the participants at the program. The situation became normal when the 5 representatives of the beneficiaries returned there after submitting the memorandum to the Prime Minister's office. The investigation report against Chaudhry Moinuddin and Ashraf-Zaman Khan has been finalized. The 2 have been accused of killing intellectuals during the 1971 Liberation War. The investigating agency will submit its report at the International Crimes Tribunal 1 tomorrow. The investigating agency disclosed the information at a press conference in the capital today. The agency said that during the Liberation War, Ashraf-Zaman and Moinuddin were members of the Islami Chhatrosh Sangha, the then student wing of the Jamaat-e-Islami. Following High Command orders, Moinuddin joined as the operations in charge of Al-Badr. Ashraf-Zaman Khan also joined as chief executor. The probe report says that 9 teachers, 6 journalists and 3 doctors were abducted and killed between the 10th and the 14th of December 1971 under the leadership of Moinuddin and Ashraf-Zaman. Moinuddin is currently residing in the UK while Ashraf-Zaman lives in the US. Senior member of the ICT investigation agency Sanaul Haq said that notice and arrest warrants will be issued against the 2 accused after charge framing at the tribunal. But if they do not appear at the tribunal, attempts will be made to bring them back, or that's extradite them through Interpol.
A mission was carried out in Dhaka from the 10th to 15th of December 1971 to kill intellectuals. They abducted intellectuals and tortured them at the Mohammadpur Physical Training Center. The intellectuals were then murdered at the Mirpur and the Rayar Bazar killing grounds.
BNP Joint Secretary General Ruhul Kabir Rizvi has criticized Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina for her comments during a visit to RAMU yesterday. The Premier visited RAMU to see several Buddhist temples which were vandalized last week. At a rally there, Hasina accused the local lawmaker of the BNP of instigating the attacks. In his reaction to the Prime Minister's comments, Rizvi said that she made the accusation without conducting a judicial probe, and that the statement was politically motivated. The BNP leader gave his reaction at a program at the BNP Central Office in the capital today. He further alleged that the Prime Minister accused the BNP lawmaker baselessly just to protect the criminals of her own party who perpetrated the attacks. Rizvi also claimed that the state as well as the Prime Minister herself were in some way involved in the RAMU violence.
The Prime Minister is in charge of running the government, and such irresponsible comments from her is shameful for the nation. Blaming others for the incident without any probe proves that the Prime Minister is trying to hide the perpetrators of the RAMU incident. This also proves that the Prime Minister and the state are somehow involved in the incident.
We'll take a short break now, but here's what's coming up after the break. The government expects that the UAE visa suspension for Bangladeshis will be withdrawn within the next 3 or 4 months. The Cabinet approves the draft of an act which bars DSE and the CSE members from becoming presidents of the two boards. Welcome back. You're watching Independent News. Unskilled labor, excessive manpower and their criminal activities are believed to be the main reasons for the suspension of UAE visas for Bangladeshis. Experts also believe that overstaying and the submission of fake documents are contributing factors. The government expects to resolve the issue within the next 4 months. We have more in the report.
Remittance is one of the highest contributors to the country's foreign earnings, and a large portion of it comes from the Middle East countries. Recently, the United Arab Emirates decided to stop issuing all kinds of visas to Bangladeshis. This has raised great concern over the remittance inflow. Dhaka blames it on fake documents being submitted by the Bangladeshis living there. The government also hopes to bring about a positive solution to the issue.
It is not possible for a government office alone to commit corruption. People in the private sector are also involved with irregularities. Illegal use of tourist and transit visas and some false documents are to be blamed for the ban. We are trying to resolve this politically and are talking to the UAE government. Hopefully, it will be resolved within 3 or 4 months.
Former bureaucrat and overseas employment expert M. Shafiullah thinks that the government should not be solely blamed for the visa ban. He echoed the secretary who says that a resolution can be reached through talks.
More unskilled people rather than skilled ones went there, hindering opportunities for skilled manpower. But I think this can be resolved through talks.
Shafiullah thinks that expatriate workers sometimes commit crimes to make additional money to repay loans taken for going abroad. He urged the government to take steps to send workers abroad at a cheaper cost.
The Cabinet has, in principle, approved the draft of the Exchange Demutualization Act of 2011. According to the draft law, members of the Dhaka and Chittagong stock exchanges will not be eligible to become the president of the bourses. The draft also stipulates that the chairman and the majority of the members of the board of directors at the bourses will be nominated from among independent directors. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina chaired the cabinet meeting that also approved the Securities and Exchange Commission Amendment Act of 2012, empowering the Commission to form tribunals. The Cabinet also approved the Power and Energy Fast Supply Enhancement Amendment Act of 2012. Jatiya Party Chairman H.M. Irshad has said that the country is facing great uncertainty for the future. He said that the nation is concerned over the credibility of the next general elections and over the form of government that will oversee the polls. He was speaking at a program of the Jatiya Chhatra Samaj at the party office in Bonani in the capital today. Irshad said that the country is heading towards a serious crisis and that the oppressive rules of the Awami League and the BNP have now become unbearable for the people. He said that the people want change as a means of escape from this dilemma. He said the Jatiya Party will bring about that change.
No one in this country is confident about the future. No one knows if the election will be held or what will happen if an election takes place. No one knows if martial law will be declared or if an unelected government will take over. None of us have any idea about our future. How can people live under such uncertainty?
The Bangladesh Post Office introduced the postal cash card about a year ago to provide a fast and convenient transfer of funds. Using this electronic card, people can draw money from about 10,000 post offices across the country within seconds of the funds being deposited. However, such a fast and convenient service is not being widely used, mainly because of a lack of awareness.
With advanced technology revolutionizing communications around the globe, people hardly need to write letters these days. As a result, the Postal Department felt the necessity of coming up with modern schemes. As part of its new ventures, the department introduced the Postal Cash Card service last year. It costs only 45 taka to avail a card. People are still unaware of this convenient service mainly because of inadequate publicity.
I didn't know about this before. The Postal Department has failed to market this service as banks do.
Even employees of the Postal Department acknowledged that the service has not been properly publicized.
There is no marketing for it.
The high-ups of the department, however, termed the service a success. Despite all shortcomings, the department has made a profit of over 2 million taka through this service in the past 1 year.
We have 10,000 post offices and 39,000 employees across the country. Our employees are our biggest marketing agents.
The Postal Department has confirmed that people will also be able to draw transferred money from the ATM booths of 26 banks using the Postal Cash Card from November this year.
We take a brief look at the stock market now. The benchmark index of the Dhaka Stock Exchange registered a gain today, shrugging off 4 days of a downtrend. Prices of most shares on the country's premier bourse also increased. The DSE General Index gained 81 points to reach 4,578 at end of day's trading. Of the 276 issues traded, 244 advanced, 26 declined and only 6 remained unchanged. Shares in mutual fund units worth 6.28 billion taka changed hands on the bourse. Yesterday, the key index dropped 45 points to finish at 4,497. And that's all that we have time for tonight. We'll be back at our usual time of 8 p.m. tomorrow evening. Thank you for being with us and good night.